we lost that hackathon, but from there I learned कि भाई pitch करना कितना important है.
And is there some particular tech stack that you need to learn in order to go into hackathons?
What everyone is doing right now is shifting towards a hackathon. Try to create a very detailed roadmap or a user journey.
So hello everyone, today we have a special guest with us. We have Aryan on the channel. So Aryan, would you like to introduce yourself?
So hey guys, I am Aryan Khatam. I'm a fourth year engineering student studying artificial intelligence, and I'm someone who loves building software which creates a lot of impact, and I love going into hackathons. I've won several hackathons starting from company based hackathons, national and international level hackathons, and I am someone who also builds a lot of tech for multiple startups. I've been working and connected with a lot of startups. I've built tech at there from scratch, and yeah, that's it about me.
Amazing, amazing. And the special thing about Aryan is that, like he said, he has won 7 hackathons. So we'll be talking a lot about hackathons as well. So Aryan, tell us one thing. I think a lot of students are confused about hackathons. They don't know what kind of hackathons are happening, where to apply, where to find these hackathons. So what do you think? How do you find these hackathons and apply into them?
Yeah. So first off, what is a hackathon? So someone who's not familiar with it, it's a place where people come together and solve a problem. Let's say build a edtech platform or something like that in just 24 hours, and whoever pitches it the best and builds the application or mobile application or web application the best wins the prize basically. So it's a lot of developers come together, and it's very cool environment. Like you are seeing a lot of cool developers around you building and solving the same problem. About finding a hackathon, so there are multiple websites to find hackathons. One of them is Devfolio. I personally use that website a lot to find hackathons nearby, and it also lists a lot of hackathons. Like if you want to search hackathons near Mumbai itself, it gives you international hackathons also. So Devfolio, Hack to Skill, and Unstop are good places to find hackathons.
Right. And once you go into the hackathon and the people tell you the requirements and things like that, how do you come up with the winning project? Like, what do you think, or what are the criterias based on which you select the project that you're going to make in the hackathon?
Yeah, so I feel this is one of the crucial part of an hackathon, where once you get the problem statement, then you have to figure out what should we build, how should we build it. So in one of the hackathon, we were given a problem statement to build a placement platform for engineers to get a dream job. So basically, if you're an engineer, you will come to a platform according to your needs. You will prepare for your placement. So this was our problem statement. So the problem statement is usually just 4 to 5 lines. Like it just 2-3 core features are given, and you have to build everything around that 4 to 5 lines itself. So what should be the focus is, first you should build a roadmap kind of thing. That is, what will be the user flow starting from login to creating a profile, then giving him certain inputs. He wanted to become a front end developer or a back end developer, so all those things. So try to create a very detailed roadmap or a user journey. How is the flow going to be, so that you get a clear picture how the product is going to look like. And I would suggest you should first focus on the features which are mentioned on the problem statement first. So let's say there are 3 to 4 core features which are there in the problem statement. Then you can add up your own features. Like if you can do something cool with AI, then it should be added up in the last of the priority. So try to complete the core problem statement of a hackathon as soon as possible, and then jump to the additional features. And see, everyone will try to build the core features, but what will set you apart from other teams is your additional features and how you're thinking on the product itself in real world. Like think it as a product which people are going to really use, so that you can come up with more cooler ideas. And so, let's take an example of this engineering platform itself. So if you can,
Hmm.
in the problem statement, there is only 2 to 3 things mentioned, that is prepare for placement and get a dream job. So you can add up like skill based, coding based tests like HackerRank or Lead Code. Then you can add up internship
Hmm.
opportunities, job
Right.
portal where you can apply for jobs. Then you can do something like AI interview assistant, where AI will take your interview for your specific front end developer role or something like that. So all these are additional features which can be built after the core features are built of the problem statement.
Hmm.
So these are the things which sets you really
Yes.
apart. So we also try to integrate something very out of the box, that is adding OpenCV, which is computer vision, adding augmented reality. So let's say if you're this is an engineering platform, right? So a lot of students wants to do DSA and data structure. So if we can visualize the data structures working in augmented reality, that will completely be a game changer. So these are the additional things which you can build, which are not necessary, but these are the things which will set you apart. So we also did a augmented reality data structure visualizer, which helps you understand how the things are working. So I'm just giving you an example how you should think
Hmm.
in
Yes.
terms of after you get the problem statement, basically.
So basically, you're saying first you have to build up the use case by thinking, who will be the people using it, how will they be using it, and then you figure out what advanced features you can add to it with some advanced technologies,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And a lot of people are confused about this one thing. I've been getting a lot of questions, probably you would also be getting, is that people wonder, students wonder, is there some particular tech stack that you need to learn in order to go into hackathons? Like, should someone learn a specific technology or how does it work?
Yeah. So I guess learning any tech stack is not so important. Like any, you can be
Hmm.
familiar with any of the tech stack. Like if you are a Mon developer, it's
Hmm.
fine. If you are a Django Python developer,
Yeah.
so tech stack, no one looks at the code, by the way, and also doesn't look at the library
Hmm.
framework, whatever you are doing. So don't worry about the tech stack. The one thing I would
Okay.
suggest is try building a lot of projects before going to a hackathon, because you are
Hmm.
just creating another project in just 24 hours. That's a hackathon, right? So get your
Hmm.
hands on
Yes.
lot of projects, build a lot of things, so that you are comfortable building a lot of features in just 24 hours. So hackathons is like a MVP or a let's say it's a MVP version of a whole product, right? So you must be able to
Hmm.
build everything from scratch in just 24 hours. So that is something which comes with a lot of practice, or let's say after you build a lot of products or projects, then only the skill of building at the hackathon at a very high pace. Because generally whenever we build more features in a hackathon, we would just list them, so that will count as a uh, complete product rather than just solving the problem statement.
Hmm.
So try to build a lot of projects before going into a hackathon, so that you won't feel very stressed coding the hackathon project.
Otherwise, it might be stressful, right? You have to create an entire product within 24
Yeah.
hours, finish up everything,
Yep,
right?
yep. It's very stressful. You have to give up your sleep. You have to
Uh,
constantly build up things, and yeah, but it's worth it. Like after you win the hackathon, you feel giving up 24 hours of sleep is worth it. Yeah.
was worth it.
But if you don't win a hackathon, then it's a completely nightmare. You will be like, इतना मैंने night मारा, मेहनत किया
मेहनत की.
और कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. But
हाँ.
yeah, that is part and parcel. Like you have to go through downs, then only you will learn. So
You'll get
yeah,
ups.
so before winning these hackathons, one of the important thing which I feel is when you fail, when you don't win at an hackathon, that is something which was very crucial in my winning hackathon journey. Because at one of, let's take an example. At one of our hackathon, we built entire product, but we were not able to pitch all the features in our pitch. Like there is very
Hmm.
limited time constraint whenever you pitch your whole product. So we learned that we
Hmm.
should use the time efficiently while pitching, and try to focus on uh, pitching. Like we were only coding and building everything. We were not focusing on how to pitch it to the mentors, pitch it to the judges. So at that hackathon, we realized that we should also prepare one at least 1.5 hours before pitching. Like we should prepare our pitch very well. The amount of effort which you are giving to the coding, some parts should also go to the
Hmm.
pitch. So from there we learned the pitch is very important, and yeah, we lost that hackathon. But from there I learned कि भाई pitch करना कितना important है. So from there, yeah. So
Yeah.
try picking up things from your failures, by the way. So that is something
True.
which फेल होना अलग बात है, और फेल होके वो फेलियर से सीखना अलग बात है. सो ट्राई टू लर्न. हमेशा फेल नहीं होना है, बट these are the things which helped me a lot. So don't get like whenever we lost a hackathon काफी मूड खराब होता है, बट अगर मैं वहीं पे बैठ जाता तो ये कोई भी हैकेथॉन में जीत ही नहीं पाता आगे का. तो यू नेवर नो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू कम अहेड. सो कीप ग्राइंडिंग. दैट इज द ओनली थिंग यू कैन डू. So your probability of success is very high when you keep on trying. So try मारते रहो, and yeah.
And this advice of yours can also be applied in other areas of life, right? Even if you fail in an interview, you should not just leave everything and just sit down, you know. You have to get back
Correct.
up and continue to participate.
Like even if you
Yeah,
try hard, even if you
exactly.
work hard, everything is good. कोई दिन खराब रहेगा, you ain't lucky. तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है. It's not always about hard work. It's a luck factor is also very important. All these things.
Always there.
So
So you know, circling back to your journey of winning these hackathons, how did you learn development? Like, what resources did you use? How did you get started with development and building
Yeah.
projects?
So as I've mentioned, I've been working with a lot of startups. So my journey of coding started with building and working at a startup itself. So when you are in college, whenever you build a project, it's just a project, right? No one uses your project, by the way. So, but when you go to real world, like when you work at a startup, whatever you are writing for the end customer. Like the person is going to use your code, and that's very fascinating. Like you build something and people are actually using it. So at my journey started with a startup named rosyroti.work. So so I was a sole developer over there. So I learned how to build backend over there, how to build front end, then how to deploy that whole application. So from there I learned also AWS and how to deploy it, deploy Django. I use Django as my backend, so how to deploy Django on AWS, all those things. So because I was working at a startup, I had a lot of exposure. I got a chance to learn everything from scratch. So how to build end-to-end application for users. Yeah, so that's how the journey of my development started. And as the code was going really into the hands of people, you get, so that I feel that's the most amazing feeling for a developer, when people are using their code. So that this is not something you will get at a MNC or a big company, because you will be working on some button or something like a small feature or component. But when you work at a startup, you have to handle front end, back end, DevOps, everything. So that is something which is highly recommended for anyone who is working or is a student. He or she should probably work at a startup, getting a lot of exposure. It's not only about coding, right? You also have to check, like my end customer were not comfortable with English and they need something very handy. So you need to work on think for the customer, like what is the real problem and how your code is going to, your product is going to solve it. So it's a lot more than the coding part. So these are the things which you will learn at a startup, not at a MNC or something. So like how this tech or product is going to earn company the money out of it. So all these things make you a better engineer rather than just coder engineer.
True. Even I agree with what you said. Working in a startup is like a different experience, especially a small scale startup. It's like a different experience altogether, where you're doing everything on your own, managing everything on your own, right? And a lot of students also wonder one thing, is that whether participating in hackathons or say winning in hackathons will give them some kind of edge in the placements when they go for the interview of companies, some big tech companies. Do you think it provides some help, or it helps out during the interviews or placements?
Yeah. So, see, I've talked to a lot of managing directors or big HRs or recruiters of a lot of MNCs and companies. So
Hmm.
what everyone is doing right now is shifting towards a hackathon. Like, I'm just not bluffing,
Hmm.
because if you go and search JP Morgan Code for Good hackathon,
Yeah,
if
code
you
for good.
search TIAA hackathon, AI hackathon, and the famous thing which is going on, the Flipkart hackathon, where you get placed just by winning the hackathon. So a lot of companies as well
Hmm.
as corporates are moving to hackathon based hiring. So this is not going to help you, but this will become mainstream soon. Like, a lot of people are shifting to the hackathon based hiring. Not many startups are moving because they don't have bandwidth to organize an hackathon, but many MNCs, like I personally
Hmm.
won TIA hackathon, which was a placement type of hackathon. So the trend of hiring is going to change. Like, now the trend is people, uh, the companies are just asking DSA, and that's why a lot of people are getting into DSA just to clear the placement.
Yeah.
But the trend probably in 2 to 3 years, but majority of them are have already shifted to hackathon based hiring. Like JP Morgan
Hmm.
only hires through hackathon and nothing else.
Hmm.
So the
Right.
trend is going to shift. Uh, and I don't want to get into DSN development, but whatever you do, do it with your interest. So that will keep you in the game long
Hmm.
term. If you like DSA, then only like if you have interest in it, then only pursue it, like so that you will be in the game long term, rather than just मेरे को placement clear करना है करके I'll
Hmm.
do DSA, और मुझे hackathon clear करना है करके I'll do development. तो फिर आपका दोनों नहीं होना है. So uh, whatever you do, do it with interest. That will take you ahead in the game long term.
So you have to align your work with what you're passionate
Correct.
towards. Otherwise, like you said, kahin ke nahi rahoge.
Correct.
So, on a final note, what advice would you give to, the students who are watching this, the people who also will go into hackathons in the future? What advice would you give them, for winning
Yeah.
hackathons?
So for winning hackathons, there are multiple variables, right? Like say, you should have a very awesome team. In the sense, whenever you're working with
Hmm.
your friend circle or group of a hackathon, you should vibe with them. The vibe should match. कि मजा आ रहा है काम
Hmm.
करने. Then only
Yes.
कोई भी चीज में मजा आएगा, तभी आप उसमें excel कर पाओगे. So uh, build a team which is very vibe matching with you. And second is, as I told, create a very clear roadmap of whatever you're building, so that you don't figure out or brainstorm कि करना क्या है actually. So it gives a very clear idea.
Hmm.
And one of the major thing is have a very good pitch. Shark Tank का pitch जैसा बनाओ. Very फाड़ो pitch रखो ताकि
Yeah.
आप stand out कर पाओ. So try to give real world examples. Start with the problem, then a solution. So yeah, have a very good pitch. Then build something very cool and innovative. Like add something like augmented reality, AI, or something like that. That sets you apart from a lot of people. And finally, talk to the mentors. Take feedback from them. Keep whatever you're building, if you're going on a correct path or not. So take advice, iterate, and yeah, these are the things which will help you a lot in a hackathon.
Okay, so I guess that covers pretty much everything about how one can go about winning hackathons. So thanks a lot, Aryan, for coming on my channel. If anyone still wants to know more, then you can follow Aryan. I'll give his LinkedIn in the description. He makes some amazing content there, so do give him a follow and you can connect with him there. So again, thanks a lot, Aryan, for sharing your journey. I hope it'll help a lot of students. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much, Ashish.